Welcome back. Time now 7:40. Thanks so much for joining us here at WDSU News for continued coverage as we are following breaking news at this hour. It is a mess. It is a disaster on the roads. There are reports of ice on the interstates, bridges causing several accidents. Joining us live on Zoom this morning, we have Trooper Monroe Dillon from State Police giving us an update on some of the latest conditions we are seeing and what you need to know. Trooper Dillon, we've talked to you the past few days. Thanks so much for joining us again. It's unfortunate that we are talking about some of the conditions on the road and what we are seeing right now and the fact that so many drivers are caught up in this mess. Let's talk about what you all are seeing right now.
Yeah, so what we're seeing right now is actually it's what we warned of the last 2 days. The temperatures have reached to that freezing point. The roads are starting to ice, more specifically the elevated portions of the highway. We're now seeing ice. Like we said before, that ice can form in a moment's notice and you will not have any warning. What we're asking right now is if you don't have to be on the roadway, please make that decision not to. If there's somewhere or a way that you can get to where you're going using the surface streets, you will be better off. But the elevated portions of the roadways in the metro area are going to be shut down so we can get salt on those roads to try to open them up. Another dangerous condition that we're seeing right now is vehicles actually turning around on the interstate, going against traffic, trying to get off the interstate. Of course, that is illegal. You can hurt someone else, you can hurt yourself, and really put yourself in a worse situation than you already are. So if you are in that situation, first we want you to avoid being on that upper elevated portion. But two, please don't turn around on the interstate and cause for a more hazardous condition than we already have right now.
Trooper Dillon, talk a little bit more about why that is just so dangerous. Obviously, people are stuck in this traffic right now. They get impatient. They may be concerned about gas if they don't have enough. And so it may be desperate times calling for desperate measures. But even still, you would advise drivers to not do that. Elaborate a little bit more for us.
That's right. By doing that, you can cause a serious crash. So now you mixed in a serious crash. You possibly have individuals who are injured in a motor vehicle crash on top of already having first responders, already having troopers coming to the aid of trying to shut down the interstate. It just snowballs. It's a snowball effect that could just, it exacerbates it exacerbates the manpower that we have. We're already having an issue with manpower having to shut down the interstate, working with DOTD to get the salt put down, and then we have to attend to a injury crash that could have been avoided 100%. So we just ask that you don't do that. That is one of the most dangerous things we do see when we have hazardous elements or we see interstate closures, these vehicles going against traffic, and we please ask that you just do not do that and put other people in harm's way.
And Trooper Dillon, lastly, we understand that there may be loved ones who are watching us at home, relaying all of these important messages to some of their loved ones who may be stuck in this traffic. With NOPD working some of these crashes, what are the instances, I should say, where a driver would need to report an accident to state police instead of, say, NOPD?
Well, if you're on the, in certain areas like the parts of the Pontchartrain Expressway, the Crescent City Connection, and US 90B, which is on the West Bank, the elevated portions, we will get dispatched to those crashes as that is our area. Of course, but New Orleans Police Department, we are here to assist them at any time that they need. So you very well could have Louisiana State Police respond to some of these crashes in New Orleans if it is needed. We do work hand in hand with them on a daily basis. So if we are needed, we will be there at a moment's notice.
Okay, Trooper Monroe Dillon with Louisiana State Police giving us an update on some of the road conditions and those important reminders for you to pass along to